All right, I am here. Well, I am Lan Bui, one of the Bui brothers. I'm here on the phone with Shane Hurlbut. And go ahead, tell us who you are,
Hey,
Shane.
Lon, how you doing?
Good. You're on the road right now, aren't you?
Yes, I am. I am on the road and also trying to eat, this will be a double dual kind of thing here. We've been on the road for, oh my God, how many weeks now? I started on, I've lost all track of time, Lon.
How long does it feel like? That's all I want to know. It doesn't matter how many days it's been, it's how long it feels like it's been.
No, this is, being on tour and doing, this lighting experience is not as difficult as making Need for Speed. So that's a good thing.
That's a good thing. Oh, yeah.
So, but, I think that this is our 7th city. We're in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh, wow.
And we just finished a master class in Fort Lauderdale that went incredibly well. We had over 26 people take the master class. 30 is kind of the limit of this baby because I want to get as many people in the driver's seat as the cinematographer.
Yeah.
But it's a very it's really been awe-inspiring to see all these incredible filmmakers come and see that light bulb going off and that aha moment where they're like, this is what you have to do as a cinematographer. It's not just like lighting a scene and slapping a lens on. It's the why.
Yeah.
And when you tell them the why and not just continue to show them, because the why is what nobody talks about.
Right.
No one.
Well, yeah, I see all the time. There's workshops and there's, events and seminars about how to shoot, but it's all just sitting in a classroom setting. And I've noticed from all the social media going around, and that's why I'm really interested in talking to you about this, is from every picture I see out of there, it's not just sitting around watching you talk.
Oh my God, they are so involved. It's ridiculous. It's like everyone is getting their hands on a piece of gear. Everyone is like they're changing lenses, they're sliding filters, they're on the Movi. I'm sitting them in a damn wheelchair and sliding them into the scene. It's exactly what I hoped the curriculum would be.
Yeah.
Which is this immersive experience, just like what my cinematography is like.
Yeah.
You're immersed in the moment. You're immersed in the emotion.
Yeah.
And you're not sat at and talked at for 12 hours. You are asked to think. You are challenged out of your comfort zone. You are asked to fail.
Mm-hmm.
And then I catch you. I mean, what kind of curriculum have you ever heard that does that?
None in this industry have done what you're doing. And, that's something, I guess, okay, my big question right now then is, why? You shoot massive movies, huge movies. Why are you even taking the time out of, you could be shooting a feature right now. You could be shooting 2 features back to back right now, but instead you're on tour. Why?
Well, here's the thing. It's in an artist's life, you have those moments where you do something and then you feel totally quenched. Mm-hmm. Okay? And I had been doing action for like 5 movies. Mm-hmm. And it was action, trying to set it up as much as best I can, trying to, catch that moment, finesse it, no time, all these different things. And I got offered a feature called Fathers and Daughters. Mm-hmm. And the star is Russell Crowe, as well as Jane Fonda, Amanda Seyfried, Aaron Paul, Diane Kruger, Octavia Spencer. The list goes on and on.
Yeah.
Right? And for me, I met with the director, and the director's like, I really want you to shoot this movie. I think this will be an amazing experience. And I took the film, you know, with a massive pay cut, because these are independent movies. They're you know, there's just not the money like on, you know, the bigger budget films. But that was okay for me, because for me, you know, as an artist, I really wanted to get back into the drama, because that's where I started.
Yeah.
You know, the Rat Pack was my first feature film, and it was drama. And I had done, you know, at least 5 or 6 dramas that were not about action and all that. So doing this film really, you know, kind of quenched that desire for the year.
Yeah.
And I told my agents that this was an incredible experience, and I saw the finished product. I color corrected it at Light Iron, New York, about 3 weeks ago, and it was the quickest digital intermediate I have ever done. I color corrected the whole movie in 4 days, which the quickest I had ever done a movie was 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So it was a testament to, you know, me behind the camera, as well as the Canon C500 really putting me in the right pocket.
Yeah.
So it was an incredible experience. But what I pulled from that was, you know, Lydia and I have always said, you know, we wanted to do another type of educational event. Our boot camp in 2009 or 2010 was a very huge success.
Yeah.
And we wanted to kind of do another thing where we kind of take what we did in boot camp was really educating everyone about DSLRs and how they work, and now take it to the to a different level that was based on lighting and camera, and how a camera moves, and how a lens choice can be the difference between feeling like a voyeur or feeling completely in and intimate with the scene. How the specific light can influence a emotion, and how that emotion can then, with camera, assist in a way that makes the story even higher. The script is there to deliver. The actors are there to deliver. Now it's our job as filmmakers and cinematographers to take camera emotion and lighting emotion and take that story to even a higher place. So that's what the Illumination Experience is all about, and why I'm on tour, because I think it's something that nobody ever talks about. They never talk about why they do things. They just talk about how they do it and what it's meant. And this is really, you know, pulling the curtain back and kind of going into my thought process of how I prep on a movie, and how I talk with a director, and how we collaborate together, and how I reach for creative inspiration in designing and creating the visual landscape of the film. And it's the stuff that's never talked about. It's the stuff that's never discussed, even on commentaries, on DVDs. And this is a special event. And anyone that takes the course, and you have seen the social media, you've seen the reviews, I mean, this is changing the way people think. And I ask them to challenge themselves. And if any of you are going to the master class, I'm pushing you out of your comfort zone. I'm asking you to fail.
Yeah.
And then I catch you. And that's kind of the whole gist of the workshop mixed with the master class is like the holy grail of learning.
Right.
Because you get all the theory, and then you get to execute it. So what I take them through is 3 different phases. I take them through discovery, which is basically the director's vision and conversation, and then how do I take that conversation and vision and now make it, create the mood, the tone, the visual landscape. So then that's the creation, and then it's the execution. So you're seeing, and we cement this, 2 and 3 times throughout the workshop. So they're doing it over and over and over again, which is truly the only way you ever learn. If you're on a computer and somebody shows you something and then you do it once, if anyone is like me, I didn't get anything. If I do it 2 and 3 times, then I can do it again and again. So, it's really kind of cementing that knowledge, and then with the master class, it's like, it's learning on steroids. I mean, I can't describe it because it evolves with all the attendees and who they are and their personalities and how they work together with all the different crew. And oh my God, it's so rewarding and so refreshing to kind of see this experience.
I think that, like, the way you're describing it, it sounds like the only way to get an experience like this is to somehow swindle your way on to a big budget movie set to get this, even a similar experience, but then you don't get that one-on-one time with someone like you. You still are only observing.
I mean, for everyone who has emailed me and Twitter follows me and all these things that they've done to say, can I be an intern? Can I be can I be on set with you? Can I work as on the movie? Can I be a camera PA? Can I carry your meters? One guy said, can I be your footstool? Okay, which I loved. And he showed up in the master class in Fort Lauderdale. When I landed in Pittsburgh, he told me he wanted to be my footstool.
Oh my God.
And he showed up in the master class and he goes, don't you remember me? And I go, what are you talking about, John? And he goes, I'm the one that Twittered you that I said that I wanted to be your footstool. And I'm like, oh my God. But the whole thing it's like, this is the opportunity. This is not going to happen twice. Okay, this is the opportunity. If all of you, all my followers and everyone is wanted this experience, this is going to happen here, and it's going to happen in the U.S. It's not going to happen in the U.K. It's not going to happen in Asia. Not going to happen in Australia. You got to travel. If you're outside of the U.S., you have to travel. I'm trying to come to everyone possibly in the United States. I'm coming to regional markets. I'm coming to all over to be able to do this thing. But in regards to the world, unfortunately, you got to kind of travel if you want this type of education. Because, again, like I said, it's not going to happen twice. There's no way.
No. It's like I've done much smaller scale workshops, and those are exhausting. I've done like 1 or 2 day workshops, and by the time I'm just spent, there's no way for me to do more. So I completely understand. Even if before you started, you had plans to do it again, I think by now you're like, no, this is a one-time deal. People either get it now or they're out of luck.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, Lon. You look at it this way. If I sat there and just talked to people for 12 hours, absolutely. I could do this again and again and again.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm challenging them to think. I'm asking them to slide out of their comfort zone. When they fail, I pick them up. This is exhausting in its own sense and wonderfully rewarding all at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
So, but it's not just like, okay, a plug and play thing. Every performance that I do is completely different. Because I don't ever do anything twice. So it's like I'll inject a different pull up a clip that I didn't think I would ever use, and I showcase. You know, it's like everything is different. There was one wonderful attendee that attended the Dallas Masterclass and he came and flew all the way to Fort Lauderdale and took it again.
Wow.
And he said the class was completely different. He goes, I cannot believe that you delivered 2 completely unique classes within 3 cities that I just experienced. He's like, you know, this is like the greatest thing ever. It's like I was able to build on that knowledge and then completely build again because nothing was the same.
Yeah. Yeah, my best experiences have been visiting my friends that are shooting big films, and I just being there, like not even getting to have that learning experience what you're offering, but just physically being on set was just so beneficial. And then to take it to that next level and have that back and forth, being able to ask questions instead of, you know, when you're on set, you're shooting a film, there's no time for someone to just ask questions and be like, well, why are you doing that? It just doesn't work.
Right, Lon. and I encourage people to raise their hand up when I'm in mid-thought.
Yeah.
And I always stop and say, okay, what do you want to ask?
Yeah.
And it's like, it's so immersive. It's like, because I'm the same way. I'll have a thought. My son, it's like a genetic thing. He does the same thing I do. If he has a question and I say, Miles, hold on 1 minute, and I finish my thought, he forgets it. Well, in the same goddamn way, right? I will forget what I was going to ask. So I encourage everyone to just raise their hand or, you know, blast me on Twitter or write it on the whiteboard. We have like 3 different ways for people to ask questions. There's a huge whiteboard in the back that during the day, during breaks, they can write the questions, and they're unbelievable. When we pull this thing out, it's like 10, 20 questions deep on this whiteboard.
Yeah. And
we systematically go right through it at the end. It's like our Q&A whole review, right? As the whiteboard becomes that. And but I encourage that thing because I know exactly how I learn, and you know, like I said, with my son, he's the same way. If he doesn't ask it right when he's thinking of it, he forgets it.
Yeah, it's gone.
So I encourage people to just raise their hand at any time and just do that. And when they're, and we don't, you know, we sit in our seat for a little bit, and then people are up. And then when we go to the crazy beautiful set, people are up, and they're all surrounding these monitors. They're just like a client at Video Village, and they're all milling over these things, and they're involved, and I'm, you know, asking them to grab stuff and go over there and get this, and they're like, I don't know what a Charlie bar is, and I'm like, well, just go over there and my assistants will help you. And sure enough, they slam a Charlie bar in his hand, and he's coming back with a C-stand, and he's like, okay, what do I do with this? And I'm like, get over there. And, you know, it's like, it's so fun, you know, they're just very immersed in the experience, and it's just it's a great way to learn in a set environment. Imagine us bringing Hollywood to every one of these environments.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what's powerful.
Yeah. I think it's super, super cool what you're doing with this. And it's really cool to hear it from you, too. Because, you know, I went online and I read all about it, and it's great. But hearing it from you and your excitement is just really, really wonderful.
Well, you know, Lon, I thank you so much for taking the time to do this. I mean, I think what everyone really has to understand is I'm not only a cinematographer, I'm an educator.
Yeah.
And my parents were educators, and I have that passion and that fire to really be able to break things down where you can really understand it. And I don't talk above you. I am one with all of you. And that's really what I see in the faces of all of the attendees, they do not think this is possible. And from a marketing standpoint, I want everyone to understand that it is possible. It is possible for you to be right next to me and to be lighting a scene by yourself, and me pushing you out of your comfort zone and asking you what you think and what color we should do, and then guiding you and assisting you and kind of, massaging you to make the right decision. And then sometimes, I let them completely fail, and then at the end, I bring them back. So I'm like, okay, is there a reason why you wanted to use 27 lights to light this scene? And we just start systematically turning all the lights off.
Yeah.
And then we get down to like 3. I'm like, okay, roll. And they're like, what the hell? They just went from 27 lights to 3.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, shit, I could have just done with 3.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right? So that's really the quintessential moment that really brings it home for them, like thinking, wow, this is something different.
Yeah, it's amazing, like, especially with the technology that we're using now to shoot, how you can just light better now. Like, it's not getting rid of the grip truck, it's using it much better.
No, it's just using practicals and the ability of what's there already at the location, kind of harnessing that, using the best aspects of it, and then, making it your own.
Yeah.
And it's all the lighting that we tried to create for 40 or 50 years in a reality base that now is there for the taking.
Yeah, it's sitting there.
Yeah, it's sitting there and just waiting for us to kind of manicure and finesse, and bam, you've got something that, you've never seen before.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing to be able to light like that. Is that how, like on your feature, Need for Speed, is that, oh man, so many of those chase scenes are just, that's real driving happening. So how are you lighting all those things? We're not doing anything in post.
We didn't do any green screen work whatsoever, or blue screen work.
Yeah.
Aaron Paul, Dominic Cooper, whoever it is, they're in the car, they're driving. And then you have night sequences that I'm lighting 4.5 to 5 miles of street racing by the assistance of, Macon, Georgia Water and Power.
Yeah.
It's just street lights, it's storefronts, it's, gas stations, it's mini marts, it's whatever happens to be down the road that they drive past, and I'm, accenting and turning lights off instead of trying to turn lights on.
Yeah.
I'm going through the main streets of Macon, Georgia, and I'm asking the power company to kill, 7-8 blocks on one side. So it's side lit from each direction and backlit from the other, instead of flat lit in every direction.
Right.
In every direction.
That's amazing. That must be so fun as a cinematographer to go in and tell the city, turn these lights on and off.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, the bucket truck dudes, the guys that get in the little cherry picker and go up to fix the lights, that's what we hire. We hire them for the whole, night. Or we were there 3 or 4 nights. We hired these guys, and their names were Bill and Ted. If you can believe that.
No way.
And I'm like, hey, Bill. Shane, copy. I'm like, Main Street. I need 6 blocks taken out. South side.
Oh, man.
And then they're like, what? Yeah, all 6 blocks. Taken out. It's like, copy.
Yeah.
They were loving it, too. They're like wielding their power as electricians.
Yeah. That just sounds so fun, and just the magnitude of lighting those things must have been just so cool to finally see it done too.
I think what was really neat was just to kind of break it down into such a simple entity of okay, we're gonna shoot this chase. we're going to, load in lights on the peripheral and where there's dark areas and these little accents and neons and all this stuff. And then we're just going to let the racers race and just, catch this lightning in a bottle performance from all of them as well as all the actors. It was very rewarding when you saw the finished product. I mean, everyone sees it. They're like, whoa, the sound, the photography, the action, and that's what you want. You want to move people. You want people to say, wow.
Yeah. And I did say, wow. I loved it. Watching that, it's so cool.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it was amazing to watch that film. And then to just see those, it's the reality of like seeing it, and it's like now the films can look like real life, but if you actually do go out and shoot documentary work, it doesn't look like film. It's reality, but it's how your brain interprets the image of what you're seeing, and then you as a director of photography have to go in and reinterpret real life into film to then look like what our brains think it looks like.
No, it's absolutely right. It's like that's what I've been doing for 20 plus years, and now I on Fathers and Daughters, if Aaron Paul was sitting at his computer late at night and all that was lighting him was the blue glow, then his computer would actually light him.
Yeah.
On film, that would never even register. Mm-hmm. And now, with these digital sensors, that illuminated the whole room and a beautiful fall off. And then Amanda Seyfried comes down the stairs and walks into the blue glow, and there's this intimate moment. I mean, I would have, I would have light panels and all this stuff, gaffer tape to the computer, and then we couldn't see the screen, and we'd move around, and that would create this harsh kind of quality, and it's like all the stuff that a computer screen just looks so beautiful because it's this white screen that is very soft and is not a light. It's it becomes a light, but its not sole purpose is to illuminate, for you to create.
It's a whole different quality of light comes out of the screen.
Different quality.
And we can capture it now. That's what's so cool. Oh, man. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm just excited that you're doing this tour. I wanted everyone that I know to hear about it. So thanks for taking the time to just kind of go over everything, tell us a couple little cool stories, and basically say, I want people to hear this and go, okay, now I want to hear some more stories. I want to hear from this guy and be on set with him. It's cool because I take all the lighting aspects in the workshop, and I always cement some kind of cool story that nobody would ever hear, and they really love the stories, and they love feeling like this is a special moment and nobody else is experiencing it. Yeah. And every event is different. There's a different story that I end up telling. So awesome.
Thanks, Lan, for taking the time and doing this. I really appreciate it.
Thanks so much, Shane.
All right, take care.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.